Hey, why would he retweet this article called Houthis use social media to boost global prominence and support? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the Red Arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is...
And that's how soldiers tweet, you know? That's how you know somebody's a soldier. That's how you know somebody's in the armed forces, when they're like showing a picture of themselves with a gun and they're like, I want to put this in your...
Clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. That's fire.
Wait. Is that who I think it is next to Rashid?
That's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of low expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo, unless I saw something different.
Hassan claims this isn't even
Again, you see the conflation.
a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked, piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hassan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hassan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly things. Oh, look, Hassan. He dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving propaganda.
So yeah, there we go. He's making his own anti-Semitic, I don't know, propaganda? Like, what the fuck was that?
For some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's tweets. What is happening? How many steps removed are we from this situation?
0? I mean, you platformed him, do you not remember? Did the check not clear or something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
Yeah, he's doing a
All of you, dude. I do. I really do.
he's doing a little bit of a Rabbi Shmuley.
Hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hassan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about...
There literally was, like, this is not a controversial thing. What happened in Yemen has been declared a genocide. This is...
fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck. Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks? You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say I'm a stenographer of the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence I'm either of those things. I'm curious who you think I am doing the propaganda for.
While we're having this conversation, 3,000 peers, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredible.
Yeah, like I'm saying before, there's so much abstraction here. Like Hassan's trying to bring it back to the concrete realities, and Ethan wants to abstract this out into this whole
Incredibly selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Piers Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just
That's the problem with Pierce, right? He's always too amenable towards a pro-Palestinian viewpoint.
a fucking stenographer. You're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Piers. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. Like Hassan, for example.
Doesn't know where Yemen is. Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think nope.
Wait a minute. Is that Hassan's, like, apartment? This is old.
Nope. Got it.
How can you claim to actually care about this genocide when you're willing to so cynically exploit it to sidestep any criticism? What a bigot. Before we move on, Hassan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him, which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically. Okay.
Well, yeah, he literally turned it into an MTG card.
Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy, who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
Here's the whole thing, though. If somebody in Anne Frank's position had decided to take up arms and, you know, against the Germans, would you blame them? And if somebody, you know, did, you know, violence not just against German military assets, but against German citizens, would you put it on the same level as what the Germans were doing to the Jews at the time? What they were doing to... That's what you're missing. It's not a perfect, in fact, it's a pretty, I don't know. But it's, I mean, that's the point I think that Hassan was trying to make.
You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hassan. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other
Now you're putting rape on this kid? Wow.
way to describe this than terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hassan likes to obfuscate on this and says nobody cares when Sean Penn
That's definitely from DGG.
interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions, guys. We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends.
He kind of did, right? Like, if you assume what Ethan is assuming about this kid, then you would think that the question that he asked when he's like, were you aware that, you know, Jewish people in America are some of the leaders in the protests against what's happening in Gaza? you know, if he's who you think he is, if he's like a dyed-in-the-wool Houthi that takes to heart like everything, you know, on the flag and is anti-Semitic, then, you know, that would have been a hard question. And it turns out that he was he wasn't, you know, he didn't react badly to that question, maybe because he's not who you think he is.
In the north, it's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians to help a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described.
I feel like he's oversimplifying the Hezbollah actions in regards to Syria
As a genocide. They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian.
Has he blocked comments yet? Doesn't seem like it. People are saying that he's removed some comments.
Genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well, there is one person.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Hassan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hassan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money."
Yeah, so he's finding anti-Semitic quotes from this guy that I'm not sure Twitch will allow me to show, but he's found some choice terms, and then he's going to show Hassan. My understanding is that there's more to this clip, isn't there?
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you.
He's saying that it's surprising that, you know, it's it's possible to hold really bad viewpoints and viewpoints that are, in his words, based on other matters.
By a million. Okay? Like, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why it's Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine. Knowledge. And also, ultimately, he is regarded as a pretty...
Where is he getting these other clips?
Brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods. You might not agree.
Yeah, the universality of hogs.
With his attitude overall.
And the fact that like the conditions that people are dealing with in Lebanon, including the multiple invasions from Israel, are going to empower socially conservative forces, just like what we're dealing with right now in the United States.
In terms of like, his social,
those are old YouTube lore
opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Knowledge. I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim. Okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hassan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world, the most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hezbollah literally sprung up as a resistance to the Israeli invasion
Someone who's critical
of Lebanon.
Retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that?
Oh shit, is he using the Hassanabi AI? Is this the thing that they did the thing where real life Destiny raps against AI Hassan?
What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this. They just kind of were there. Hell yeah, another slick political saved by boots on the ground Hassan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any nuance, and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hassan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group and performed over 100 suicide bombings, steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires? And let's be real, these guys clearly...
There we go. There we go. We're into this conspiracy theory of big Hamas money going to Hassan Piker somehow. Did he also say that communism was paying Hassan Piker? Like the CCP is cutting him a check?
Skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza languish in poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar. That lines up with leftist values, or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead. They're killed, they're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend them. No.
Didn't they shoot, like, preferentially the people that were involved in the negotiations? Wasn't there several, like, point people for the negotiations, which of course Israel entered into in the best of faith, and of course the Biden administration did all they could to compel their ally to coming to a peaceful solution and getting those hostages back like they said they wanted to.
Is this Islam again? Hassan defended Hamas?
Yeah, when you kill your negotiator, I love how he's bragging about that.
Seriously? Okay. We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English. Goodbye. And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't feel like I have enough context to understand what's happening in this.
That actually, okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hassan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Dude, okay, I'm going to be honest. This is some crazy PR.
So wait, it's somebody being like let go of? It's like a hostage being let go of? Is that what we're seeing?
They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's gonna miss their hospitality.
I mean, there's a reason that there's not anesthesia or painkillers in Gaza. That this has been reported on. Like, what the fuck? This is not something that that you can say, you know, is being withheld by her captors. This is something that was not available in the area, seemingly purposefully.
Like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next wave, they're going to be like,
He's watched on Denim's stream. Denims thinks that he's lying and blacked out the video specifically to make it look worse. That he didn't actually get claimed for that.
actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're going to be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way. Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
He can hardly contain
Okay.
his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifle.
Oh, so he's gonna show Hassan eating chicken and not responding for like a minute and 30 seconds. And then when he does,
Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's gonna talk.
That's crazy.
He's done it again. We love you.
We will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation, okay? Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny.
he doesn't understand. Yeah, he really doesn't understand what he's saying. If you don't connect Manifest Destiny, it's literally like the colonial imperative of Israel. Like they greater Israel. That's what that is. It's like the same idea. And it's not that far off from Lebensraum.
Right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny? The fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really...
No, you're just incapable of understanding. If you're interested in this stuff, if you want to talk about this stuff, if you want to have an informed opinion, then just please know what the fuck you're talking about, because there's reasons that you're so wrong on so many things. And yes, some of it's racism, but some of it is straight up ignorance too.
He's saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it. Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda, but he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
The systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who are simply attending a music festival.
Yeah, so the story behind this is that Hassan has said that sexual violence very likely happened on October 7th. And in any kind of military conflict, like, it is likely to happen. But that the examples that we'd been given in the official account had not been verified. And indeed, you know, as time went on, there were so many claims, like the 40 babies, remember? These things that they throw out there just sound just horrible. And like, I mean, how can you argue against what somebody wants to do against somebody who killed 40 babies, right? Well, until it turns out that they didn't. And, you know, this description of systematic, this kind of systematic violence that was given was another thing that was being used to justify what was about to go on in Gaza.
Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence.
He's taking it as an article of faith that the first official report on what happened was correct. And also taking it as if these are, you know, victims that have come forward with their story, their account of what happened to them. This is not that, right? This is...
Women and girls, men and boys slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot, obviously.
Gam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped.
See, the thing is, believe all women, there's not a first person account. Believe all women is talking about first person accounts, not state reporting from the organization that's about to go into Gaza and level it.
Her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days, though only 17 years.
Yeah, Zaka is the organization that goes out there first, right? And that's where some of these reports are coming from. And it's very...
old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hassan, maybe you would like to call her a liar.
Again, we're really taking him out of context, right? As if he's saying it doesn't matter. It does not matter. I don't care. Right? That's not what he's saying. He's saying it doesn't fucking justify collective punishment of a people.
Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen.
Yeah, although Ethan has not learned that lesson of history.
On October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hassan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done, but not while people like Hassan.
But he's acting like the inflection point is to allow Israel to go as hard as it wants on Hamas, meaning the Palestinian people, and that is the way to a solution. And what that does, and the United States has admitted this, the actions in Gaza have caused as much recruitment, have enabled as much recruitment by Hamas as members of Hamas who Israel has killed. They've literally, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It causes more violence down the line and more repression. And really what the idea is that the Israeli government wants this, wants the violence, wants the rockets, wants the whatever, so that they will have a reason to go in and further dispossess the Palestinian people. This is the game that this particular form of settler colonialism has been playing since its inception.
Lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely.
So give up to the Israeli IDF. Just give in to them, and then the problem will be solved. Nobody react to resist. Nobody join any, militant organization. And that should be easy. Just like the whole group of people has got to agree as a monolith, which they're not, which no group of people is. And it's kind of racist to think so. It has to agree as a monolith, just not resist in any possible way. And then all of the good things will come. Everything will be
space for conversation. There's no.
He's backwards. He's backwards, right? If you want to disempower, militant organizations, then the best thing to do is back off of the imposed apartheid, back off of the, treating of Gaza as a fucking prison, and stop using what you've done to them in the past as a justification to do worse stuff to them in the future, because you know where the fuck that leads.
No space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hassan is. And to him...
Which one is it? You just said that he supported terrorism. You just said that he was a communist. You just said that he's like America bad. Wait, what? He just said, I'm just 5% of difference with Hassan Piker. It's like when I want to appeal to, I shouldn't be yelled at by people. I am also woke. I am also pro-Palestinian. We're just 5% different. But then when you want to damn Hassan and cancel Hassan because you're paranoid that he took your audience, which he didn't. You were losing your audience. You were losing your audience before he came along. You were losing your audience after he came along. Did some people maybe go from being Fupa Troopas, from being Ethan Klein fans to being Hasanabi heads? Maybe so, but if so, it was because of your own fucking actions. You did this to yourself, not Hassan.
Community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. That doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much.
Yeah, it doesn't. He's letting us see a little bit more of it. I think it's a change the dynamic even this much. I think that what he's saying is that it doesn't justify genocide. That's all he's saying. That should be an easy thing for somebody that is in any way liberal or cares about the Palestinian people. That should be an easy thing to accept. That no amount of this shit happened, this shit happened, this shit happened should justify collective punishment.
God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner. What is this?
And now let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV. Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy. Of course.
What a cheap edit. He really couldn't have done better than that. Or is this just old school YouTube style?
I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees. That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hasan. He really likes Hasan. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe radical political streamers. But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the...
Krem, I would say that tying yourself inexorably to somebody who has been exposed as a predator in his own community, I would say that that is backfiring. I think I understated it.
Status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, we got some Diddy G fingerprints all over this hit piece.
Bro, we're never...
And that's all it is it's a way to launder a discredited, toxic community that nobody wants to have anything to do with, including including the fucking former orbiters who are leaving in droves. Like, right? These castles are burning, and they're trying to ship out the fucking dossier on Hasan. They're trying to smuggle out the Hamasabi website and its contents and get it to be repackaged and be like, oh, look, a totally new thing that no one's ever fucking seen before. Oh, these charges haven't been refuted. This hasn't been disproven. This isn't the same fucking shit that we've seen 1,000 times.
Eating the Hasan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my God.
Is it 20K subs now?
This is crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
I've been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy or any top executive forced all these poor sons of bitches during their lunch break to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday.
Force them. Oh my God, I've never seen a place before, in a workplace, where people are gathered together and they sing happy birthday to someone. That's completely unique. Wow, can you imagine what an authoritarian atmosphere that must be? You know, I heard in some places, chat, they send around a birthday card and they tell you should sign it. You should sign the birthday card for your coworker.
For Hasan Piker, how humiliating is that? There's also...
He's never seen an Office birthday? I mean, I guess, I don't know. Is he maybe never seen an Office? I don't know.
Small issue of Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay? Mm-hmm. Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay.
He was watching female streamers. What the fuck? You got him. You got him. Mercury Shadow, you got us. Never mind. I changed my mind. Dan Clancy bad. Hasan bad.
There.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also...
Have a seat
Okay.
on that chair.
Okay.
What were you doing with your pants there?
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it.
You want to see clips? Swipe this way, and now you're seeing clips. The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
First of all, it's gross.
I mean, I gotta say, this isn't something he was trying to hide. Right? This isn't like something that he's like, oh shit, I got my Coomer material here. Let me switch phones or something, which he definitely could have done if he wanted to.
You're a creep. But what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the CEO of Twitch and you get caught with the fucking, you get caught with the girlies on your homepage twice? Bro, come on, dude. You got wife.
You didn't ask a question? No, you changed my mind, Mercury. I now see America good. And Israel good by extension, yeah. It's America's ally.
We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, you know, he's these people's bosses.
Okay.
All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of Hassan's main moderators. She's leading great discourse like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero
Wait,
talent.
what? What did they, what are we exposing here?
Buy some rope.
She's one of Hassan's main moderators. She's leading.
I would respect Ethan more if he just said he hated Arabs and went along with his day. Wait, what is he exposing here? I mean, she's being sarcastic to him. I don't get it. What is this supposed to show me? Woman impolite? Is that what it is? She's a rude woman. She's talking back. I don't know. Remember how Ethan was when Olivia talked back?
She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important for me to show you guys what an actual horrible person Frogan is so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer,
Poor Ludwig. Poor innocent Ludwig.
donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right? No, not good enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where like 95% of people feel good and are down for it.
See, here's the thing. Ludwig's donating this money ostensibly because he wants to take a stand, because he knows right from wrong, and, you know, he wants to support the people at the, you know, other end of that military action going on. And it's that's your, you know, if that's what you want to do it. But instead, he kind of has to do this thing where he's like, look, it's not for everybody. I mean, I'm donating my money. You can too. But I'm not telling you you should do that if you think that, I don't know. It's just like,
regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here.
It's just kind of shitty. It's more about I think it's more about the atmosphere of fear and the chilling effect that this clampdown on free speech when it comes to Gaza has brought on. And in this case, it's not anybody that's looking to, like, you know, censor Ludwig or kick him out of college or anything like that. But it's this sort of, you know, social pressure of like, you know, well, you know, there's just some people that don't think you should give money to, you know, relief efforts in Gaza. So I mean, that's, you know, valid too. And it's like, no, it's not.
So I personally donated 10K.
Oh, 10K, sorry.
Because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate. But I won't throw it on you, you know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are going to say that, you know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
Look, I mean, I know this is how Ludwig is. I'm not going to get mad at him for being, you know, the content creator he is. It just sucks that the atmosphere is like this. It sucks that there's so much fear.
This is a cracker take.
Difference between like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your money.
And she's not wrong.
I don't need to enter a fucking debate about whether that's worthwhile.
Take. I know Arabs are dying, but, you know, not gonna tell you to donate. Do whatever you want. Me,
Do you see how that might be frustrating to hear?
I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it. Just don't say you donated $10,000 then. Look, if you're not actively believing, if you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not against genocide at this point, like, keep your fucking money. Keep your $10,000. Keep your little chump change. Like, what do you want? Do you want me to say like congratulations?
Imagine being Frogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her rent money on stream.
Wait, is she in comfort or is she begging for rent money? Which one is it?
Displaced and famished Palestinian children. No kids, you need to give that 10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test.
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
Purity test. Okay, is this what we're doing?
I have no pity at all.
This is some Anna Kasparian ass shit.
Soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military?
Okay, we gotta get that out of. Oh yeah, this is the other thing that Twitch doesn't like to hear. Yeah. So she said something to the effect that she doesn't feel sorry for veterans that got PTSD, and then she comes back and she kind of puts a little asterisk on that and says, well, I mean, like, you know, unless you've like apologized for, you know, what you've done and you feel regretful, right, then I don't wish that on you. But anyway, that actually got her a 30-day ban, so you got to be sorry you have to zip through so much of this.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base?
Sorry, begging for rent is crazy. Isn't that what every streamer is doing? Sunshine, I just saw Ethan Klein get a $500 donation from somebody in his chat earlier, right? Yeah, I think like he's literally begging from people who have way less money, or not, I shouldn't even say begging. Like, I mean, like, that's the framing he's putting on it. But he's asking for money. Part of his income is coming from asking for people to donate to H3.
Based? Like, am I supposed to be like I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base?
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to moderate her, despite veterans being classified as a protected
I mean, they literally did.
Group and Twitch's own community guidelines. But wait, there's more.
Okay, 6250, 9/11 baking stream with Raph and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raph, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
This tweet was the final straw for me. You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2023,
the morning of the massacre,
at 5:30 a.m.
Yeah, she talked about this on stream. This was before, all that she knew was that they'd cut the gates of the open-air prison.
At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated a music festival. And
I love the idea that Frogan has got like perfect like satellite vision of the whole of like all that's going on.
Several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted.
Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said. It's when she said it. While she's on Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean. They actually gave her an award. Together for Legendary.
Not just an award, they gave her a Pepe. I think that's what you get at the Twitch Awards. You get a Pepe.
in which you would get front page placement all year long. This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Awards, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't be Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. In fact, you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down.
He has got
What's his fucking
a special hatred for Frogan.
Mario Kart? You hit a boost up there or some shit?
This is very old school editing.
Because Frogan is...
So some of this I am convinced that Ethan actually did. Some other parts that I think Vadim pointed out probably had to have somebody else come in and, like the animation, for instance.
A two-time Rising Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers, it only makes sense that Twitch would give her...
Fake screenshot, by the way, from the Diddy G community. Wait, what is?
one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute
God, again, we were just doing he's just doing the set.
segment. Her idea that was Twitch approved, an Arab to Jew racial tier list. So the premise is who can say Habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier.
Talk about what was said a little bit. He's showing like 911 calls from Israel on October 7th. That's what he's playing. He's playing people's trauma for you to try to weaponize it and to get you to agree that a little bit of group punishment was definitely justified. Israel has to defend itself after all. That's what he's doing.
Is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves Sabra. Now, why does love Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra's a
He has really been working this angle. For the record, he's not going to show you this, but I might as well tell you, like, I don't know, like 80% of the people in Love Sabra are in fact not Jewish. They include Denims and Mike from PA. It's whatever the hell Ethan thinks the Love Sabra category is. It's actually not.
Company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel. It also plays
that's what it means in Israel, right?
an anti-Semitic trope that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East. There's this idea that Israelis are all white colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-hosts accuse Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
The one thing that's like funny.
The thing is, cultural appropriation is happening. It's not necessarily from, it's not that somebody in Israel could not have had a family that made, hummus and they make it in that certain way. But this idea of an attempt to, what they're, to kind of differentiate their hummus as like Israeli hummus or, many Israeli salad. Is that one of the examples? There was some controversy in a lunchroom.
Is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide of real people, and then there's like cultural genocide, right? Like this is fucking funny. But like, those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create.
There we go. And Ethan did a whole bunch of theying earlier. So, it's
Sabra, make that like the staple hummus.
In a way where it really does sound like you're seeing Muslims as them. And his whole conspiracy theory of the Hassan's sugar daddy in Qatar, he's getting the big bucks to do the terrorism. So
of America, insane.
It's super offensive to us, and like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on, it's just like a hairdo. Like, it's okay. People, like, white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks. But like, actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys. Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes.
That you kicked out. That you kicked out. It's fucking collective guilt again.
They also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now
You kicked them all out.
accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking white themselves. So bearing all of this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra bracket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's good. All right. Turn that up. Turn giraffe.
We all know where this is going.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my.
Stand up. Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah,
it has to be.
That's easy. That's
Definitely Love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her, more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they pull me, one of the best-known Jewish creators, and
Excuse me? Excuse me? What is bro talking about? One of the best known Jewish creators? I think the fuck not. Like, how popular does Ethan think he is? What? Oh my god.
immediately put me in Sabra. Hassan, by the way, who's Turkish, not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one.
Chat, I want to ask, you know, if you think that Ethan's really on to, if anybody out there thinks that Ethan's really on to them doing some racism, they were doing a racial tier list, they were saying Arab good, they were saying Jew bad, right? Why doesn't Ethan show you the rest of the people that end up on that board? Why doesn't Ethan show you the complete board? And the answer is because, like, I think there's like 2 people in the bottom tier that are Jewish. There's people that are Jewish that are elsewhere in the tier. It's absolutely not. It's not what he's saying it is. It's not even close to. Mike from PA is on the bottom tier along with Denims. It's not even. They're not even doing a serious like list. They're not even like he's acting like these people are good and these people are bad. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. Part of the joke is that, like, yeah, Hassan is his Turkish, but you know, we're cool with, you know, with him. So, you know, here's the, I don't know. It's
the Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Denims jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists. Once again, calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the, you guys are missing a category for Zionist.
And if it isn't about being Jewish,
why would they put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail?
One of the other most prominent Jews on YouTube, in the category next to me, when he's not even featured in the game. Who's next down there? Anne Frank? Einstein? Seth Rogen? Schindler? Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would.
Why don't you show who is actually on the list?
Be real. It also doesn't.
Why don't you show the rest of that? Ask yourself, chat. Why isn't he showing you the completed list? Why isn't he? Oh, people that weren't on the people whose faces weren't anywhere on that chart, right? He's saying are Sabras, or in the colloquial sense, right? The word used as Jewish person born in Israel, right? Gila and is it Ben Shapiro's wife? We're not on the list. So no, it was not. In fact, like, it does not have anything to do. It does not have anything to do with what you're claiming it does. Just like your weird conspiracy theory that Hassan's getting all this fucking terrorist money, that is terrorist billions that are out there.
Their case that both my wife and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So love Sabra literally in this case means Jew lover. That sounds pretty racist. And what about the title? How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus. You know, I'm tired of these people gaslighting me.
You're never going to see that thing filled out. He's never going to show it to you. Let me see if I can find it. We can take a look and see what we think. See if this looks like it represents some kind of a racial tier list, as he was saying. Like the joke was, Arabs are superior and Jewish people are bad. That's what he's claiming. What is it called? The Twitch panel tier list. Yeah. See if I can find it. I just want to see the completed panel. Oh God, yeah, I gotta make sure. Yeah,
Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? So you're telling me you understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism.
I feel like you were looking for something to cancel Frogan for, and you got, you got a 5-in-1. You got 5 for the price of.
This was greenlit by Twitch to appear on their main stage. How is that even possible? Right in front of their sponsors too. Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This racial tier list was brought to you by our sponsors, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This is an example of Twitch management.
Oh, here we go.
A racist no
I found it.
At the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why? After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO.
All right, I think I got the fully filled out one. Mike from PA, Sneeko, Asmongold. Is that Tommy in it? Denims. And oh my God, who is, chat, is this actual Jake? No, that's not actual Jake. Who is bottom left? Yeah, does this look like a Arab superiority list? I guess is what he's, like, it's a joke, right? XQC, they don't like XQC, but they put XQC up there because of his energy or something. Like somehow he's got like Arab coded energy. I Show Speed is up here. That's not Nick Merck, is it? But yeah, Asmongold, Sneeko, Mike from PA, whoever this dude is. Does anyone know? Bottom left, Jack Doherty. Wait, I should know who this is. Yeah, actual Jake wishes he was on that list. And then, is this Tommy Innit? No, this is not Tommy Innit. This is somebody else. I should know. These are like famous Twitch streamers. I should know them. I mean, who do we have on the bottom of the list? Yeah, Ben Shapiro's not. Wait, for some reason I thought Ben Shapiro. They did have Ben Shapiro. No, Ben Shapiro's not part of the list. Ethan's there, but I think he's like the only. You know, and obviously they're kidding because they put Denims down here too. They put Denims on the very bottom. So no, this was not. It's not even a serious list. It is a joke, apparently, which you are not allowed to make if you are on the all Arab panel.
Went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here. Mary, thanks for having me. It's always a joy to do this with you.
Oh, Jack Doherty. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's him. Oh, you're right. Yeah. This is one of those really toxic kick streamers. It looks like Chud Logic. Yes, Chud Logic wishes.
About and looking forward to.
I mean, Chud Logic does show up to TwitchCon, so it wouldn't.
Questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban. Why do you not ban streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website? Good question. Permanent ban. Do you care to comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? Ban.
Wait, so you're telling me that they ban people that are brigading their Q&A?
Why the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy they've been in? What the fuck is this? These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned. Just
I can guarantee you that all of those questions, all of those users linked from the same place, and it was probably a Discord.
the entire country of Israel. It had just been discovered around the same time as this Arab tier list that Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it,
Again, we are laundering Dan Saltman's work, acting like this is not just fucking somebody that hates, is part of a community that lives to hate Hassan Piker, specifically targets him, and has said before that they don't care if they're particularly honest about any of this either. We're just taking his accusations and giving them a new sourcing because now he's not credible.
it's not because
Bottom left is their producer. So they're putting people down on the bottom like Denims and the producer to, to tease them.